I am the younger, more beautiful one, Diabetti, and you're joined here with.
The younger looking Acid Betty.
Right, right, right. And this week we're here to talk some shit, get petty, talk about a little bit of RuPaul's Drag Race and what's going on in the pop culture universe. But like I was saying, I haven't talked to you all week, so this is kind of like a full-on weekly check-in, and I want to know what's going on. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Nothing, girl. Nothing. It just snows. I've been working and it's been snowing.
Ugh,
That's it.
miserable.
No, it's been gorgeous. It's been
I know you
beautiful. I
love it.
love
I see that is where we are
it.
vastly different because it is snowing so much here in Chicago and it's like sleeting, it's icy, and like I am not for that weather, I don't think. My body is just not built for it. It makes me literally just want to curl up in a pile and go to bed.
Me too, but I'm not surrounded by anybody. So I go outside and it's me and nature and it's beautiful. If you go outside in New York City or Chicago, it's black snow and ice and people and gross. Yeah, I
Girl,
understand why
but
you wouldn't. I like it. I didn't like it either until I moved here.
well, it for me, it's like the act of having to put on a million layers of clothing to go outside. Just like the thought of, oh my God, if I want to go outside to like
Right.
smoke my joint, I'm literally gonna have to put on my sweater and then my snuffy or snuddy, I think is what it's called, and then my jacket and then a scarf. Like, it's too many layers for me just to go hit my joint when I could easily do that inside, even though it's against my lease.
Right. The issue is not you putting on clothes. The issue is that where you're staying at doesn't let you smoke in your own apartment. I can smoke in my own house, so I don't have to do
which
that. I
is
hear you,
which
but
is kind of crazy because this
that sounds like a
apartment's so
lease
old.
problem, not a snow problem.
Girl. Walk me through your look today. I love we went with the theme yellow. We're just going in colors, I think is what we've been doing for the looks that you're seeing while we're
Yeah.
reviewing Drag Race. And I love yours. Our color today was yellow. So you already know a little bit about my outfit, but I want to know what was going on in your brain when you decided to create this. And this is not a read. I'm just genuinely
Yellow.
asking.
Yellow.
Okay, okay. Period. I love
Oh, I
it.
don't listen. Listen. I listen, being an originator and ahead of everyone else, I don't get offended when
Totally.
people don't understand. I get offended
Oh, I understand.
when they copy my ideas and my look a year or two later or 5 years later. I'm like, that's funny. They made
Hmm.
fun of me for doing that and now they're doing it.
Hmm.
Nothing. I just like to be different. Yeah,
I love it.
why be boring when you can stand out? My rose was the really funny thing on social media where people were reflecting back on 2016. I just thought that was really fun because that was when I
Right.
was just at like released to the world as RuPaul girl.
Hmm.
And it totally, turned my life left instead of
I
right. And it was
loved your
kind of fun
throwback
because a lot of like some of
photos.
the old people, yeah, some of the old people like Raja Detox and like Trixie Mattel, all
Hmm.
kind of like reached out and shit like that was kind of fun. I was like, little likes and hearts and I love all that. It was kind of like reminiscent of the old days. Like,
Oh my God, you have
oh my
such a
god,
big
my face
heart
keeps
these
busting this
days.
microphone. These days, I always have. Just people think when someone looks crazy that they're like have an evil heart. It's actually not the case. And then my thorn is
Hmm.
delivery. My delivery person, people of my
Hmm.
packages.
Hmm.
What the fuck of inconsistency? I had two packages that are supposed to be on the same day. They didn't come on the same day. One was delivered beautifully onto my front door porch, which they did not have to do. And then
Hmm.
yesterday, the one that came late, they decided to leave in 9-10 inches of snow up at the street right before the plow truck came and then plowed more snow onto the package.
Can we go back to your rose of the week? Because I want to acknowledge something you said. Um, I love that
Sure.
so many of your divas that you've known throughout your career responded and like gotten back to you because I do feel like people are so like lackadaisical online these days. They post what they want to post and then they're like out of there. I'm speaking for myself. I'm like that too. But I
Yeah.
do like that, there's some love and there's some acknowledgement for you because we don't, always see that. So that's good. And again, not a read.
Hey,
I'm just saying I like that. I'm glad that they were there to be like, hey, bitch, we love you too.
no,
Because
it's true. But
acid,
also, like,
yeah.
I'm like shadow banned, so I'm impressed that half the girls saw
I
it. That's
don't
kind of
think
what I'm
you're
saying
shadow
too. Is like
banned. I
work.
think
My
that's all. I
posts
think that's
got
just something
seen.
you've been telling yourself. I think you've been telling yourself that you're shadow banned. I don't think you actually are, sister.
No, No, I fixed the first problem because I was when you would go to Facebook and you search Acid Betty, if
Hmm.
you click on it, it would not take you to my page. It would ask you if you're feeling suicidal or have drug problems.
Oh my God. Well, I would just
Like
assume
you
that is
could
your
not
website.
if you wanted to no, if you wanted to go to my page, you had to like type it in, like facebook.com/Acid Betty. You had to type it in, but it would not let you click through the search bar or through the website of Meta.
Well,
Explain that.
honey, I didn't go to
And
school
what's
for
your rose
computer
and thorn?
science.
Oh, you know what?
Okay.
I had another funny rosé. Can I tell you
I
really quick?
love.
Sorry, I know
Of
it's choppy, but
course.
can I say it really funny because we said rosé, and then we can
Go for it.
keep it in if not. I have so many issues. This might plug into a later conversation, but I've been around the sun 3 times, and I have so many issues with people who decide to do drag or some drag queens, because not all of us get along. And there is a series of drag queens in New York City that are actually failed Broadway stars or people who want to be comedians and they just couldn't do
Yeah.
it and they fall onto drag because drag kind of incorporates all of that. And some
Hmm.
of those people end up on Drag Race, and some of those people actually win. But I thought it was funny. I saw a clip of Jackie Beat. Good, yes, her one. Jackie Beat read one of the queens, and I saw a clip of it. God, I should have kept it here. And I thought it was so funny because I knew kind of instantly who she was talking about. But I had
Oh,
feelings about
bitch.
multiple queens
You
when
can't just say that and we not
Jackie
watch
was.
that. Now we need to watch it.
Mainstream
Can
Hmm.
you
and
hear
more
it?
popular, there is a price. And what bothers me
Yeah.
is that there's the occasional person on that show.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is judgmental and that all drag is valid, but sometimes there was one person in particular, I'm not going to say their name, and I was like, that's not a drag queen. Like, I know that's terrible to say because who
Say
am
their
I
name.
to, but that
Mm.
was not, looked at it, I said, that's not a drag queen. That is a Broadway dancer boy who is slumming and thinking, oh, I'll just watch a makeup tutorial and I'll do drag. And
Look at Sherry's like,
I don't know, it just bothers me.
The Transvestigation Unit at the Kelly Mantle Show wants to know, could you be referring to...
No. This person
All right, well,
in the
cut that out.
finale did a reveal, and guess what they revealed?
What?
Dusty Rose crushed stretch.
and the video I saw showed the reveal.
How outrageous is that? Anyway, it looked like an elephant scrotum. Anyway, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble.
Oh my God.
Listen, I love drag. I really
Do you know who
It's
they're
a lot of
talking
fun.
about?
And
I
Do you
don't
know who they're
because I'm
talking
too
about?
busy looking at Sherry and thinking about how demure she's acting when I'm sure she
I'm
agrees.
living for her, right? They're talking about Rose.
My thorn for this week, I am like, well, two things. They're kind of synonymous though. I have just been like getting over being sick, but I'm like residually just stuffy and like mucusy, and one of my ears is really clogged. So that has been really bad mixed with the cold weather here in Chicago. It's just like not getting better. And yesterday I woke up to my partner opening the cabinet sink and just water completely leaking out of our cabinet. So we also have like a water pipe issue in our kitchen that we're also
Oh
dealing with. So
no.
it's like stinky, nasty water. So when I can smell, that's what I'm smelling. Like it's just been like a little bit of a rundown week physically and well, physically for my apartment too. So it's just been kind of like a shitty week. Also, I always get this way when it's cold. Like it's been really, really cold, and I've been like I said, huddling inside. So it also just makes me, I don't know. This weather is not good for my brain. I need to go somewhere warm. And then I guess my rose for the week would be, damn, what is my rose for the week? Not me being a pessimist bitch.
Oh,
I
wow. Now
know.
look
I'm
who's
like,
waiting. You're on to 10 seconds now, Ty. Just kidding.
I guess my rose for the week would be
Sounds like you don't have one. I call shade.
honestly, finished season 2 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So while I've been kind
Okay.
of sick and recovering, I've just been like binge watching Salt Lake City. Well, okay, let me tell you this. One more thing about Housewives. I love Beverly Hills Housewives. Like that was the one I started watching that when I was like literally a kid, like probably 12 or 13. I started watching it. It's been a long time. And I've just stuck with it. And I, for a really long time, really liked Erica Jane. but I just found out a bunch of information, which I knew some of this information, which made me obviously dislike her. But she has like this ongoing lawsuit with Marco, the designer, which I'm sure you're aware of this. Have
Yeah,
you heard
there's a
about this?
y- 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 not to be funny, but
Well,
this reminds me when I asked a lot of McGirdles if she knew what COVID was. Um, yeah, there's a
why?
documentary because he didn't know what it was yet. He was like, I don't got it. And then everybody knows what it is. Girl, Erica Jane had a
Okay.
documentary years ago. Like, yeah, it
Well,
reveals. They
okay, no,
interview Marco
that was
Marco.
okay. Well, so
It's the
that
same.
situation, I
It's the same situation. There's nothing new.
well, yeah, and that's the thing is like I knew about all of that, but what I just found out is in this new season, she's been talking to this guy who was a guest on Megan, not Megan Kelly. Yeah, Megan Kelly. Is that the one that had that movie about her? Megan Kelly, Fox
Megan
News
Kelly's
anchor, pretty sure.
is a Fox News anchor. I didn't know there was a movie
Yeah.
about her.
Yes, bombshell. Okay, the guy that Erica Jane is currently dating was on Megyn Kelly's podcast as like a guest. So he is right-wing man. He is apparently
Okay.
MAGA. So not
Mm-hmm.
only is she like countersuing Marco for money, even though she owes him money and is already in a bunch of legal battles with her ex-husband. Now
Correct.
she's also dating a MAGA guy, but she wants to profit off of the queer community by being a performer in the queer clubs. And trust me, I was on the Erica Jane train for a long time. But boop boop, I got off. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my thoughts. I love the Housewives. Like I love reality TV. Sorry about it. Okay, well, Acid, two of our sisters in the drag race world gave us a little shout out on their little
Hey,
podcast. I
amazing.
think, we watch it and review it because that's what we're here to do. So thanks for the shout out, girls. And
Yeah.
let's listen to the choice words that they had to say.
Can't wait.
Do
Who
like a
is it?
proper formal like cold
Oh,
open
okay.
slash intro. How does this work? What do Trixie and Katya do?
I don't fucking know.
Anyways, so I need to speak. I need to talk shit. I need an outlet for it. So I feel like this is gonna be it. I'm really going to try to commit to doing weekly installments. Watch this be the only one that comes out. To give you an idea of how bootleg this is, this is actually pretty fierce. But we are in the Bald and Beautiful studio / the Kelly Mantle studio. We just threw up what's it called? Tracy and Sid. Shout out. They threw up this little curtain, and now we're on this makeshift little set. This can't be it, girl.
It
Like
can't
we,
be a
we,
review
we, we
podcast.
need to stall a little bit because
I'm
first
just
of all,
so
I don't
excited.
I don't want to make this. First of all, there are so many girls out there with review podcasts.
Girl,
So many girls.
I'm fucking over it. You got fucking
Everyone's hopping on YouTube. The other day, I saw Angeria hopping on her channel and reviewing the episode too.
it's like country bumpkin review, into the seams, diabetes and Betty Boop. And then I'm like, oh my, there's more content out reviewing it than the fucking show at this point.
No, literally.
I feel like you don't even need to watch the show to get the gist of what happened.
I feel like that's what most people do now because nobody has cable, so they just watch all these like reviews instead of the actual episode.
Oh, I fully get the entire synopsis of the episode. Scroll up there in
No
like 5
shade.
minutes.
I don't want to be watching these girls review. Like I don't want to be. I don't care. I don't care.
It depends for me.
Okay.
I feel like
I feel like people would be interested in like what we have to say, for example, because we keep it real. You know what I mean? And also we're interesting and talented and gorgeous and stunning. You know, unlike 99% of the other girls. No shade.
There you go. I feel
Well,
I feel as though like I
who do you care?
Keep drinking.
If somebody, who do you care about? Like, if somebody's talking about the episode, like, who are you tuning in
if it's
for?
Bob Monet,
Bob Monet.
I'm
okay,
in.
yeah.
I'm in.
Well, that's a classic.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm out. But like, if it's like some random ass bitch,
you can say Diane Acid. You can say that. You already did.
But it's not even like. But that's like a different age bracket. I don't think that's for me. Period. But like,
What do you mean? What do you mean different age bracket?
No, but
Ori is so ageist, girl.
I'm not ageist. Let's roll it back. What I'm saying is it's more mature. I feel like that's what you watch when it's like glass of wine, like candle.
What?
Like I'm a girl on the go. Like I want to like pop on an earbud, go to the gym, and like feel it.
I love a butch queen first time in drag with an opinion. I do love it. I mean,
Baby, I was
come
just about to say
on.
these matching outfits, girl. It goes to show that they can serve body, face, and attitude, just not at the same time. Wow. I think that they
Teetering
had a
on
lot to
interesting.
say. Teetering, and it's so
They
funny.
had a lot
You know
of
what's
nothing.
purely camp? Purely camp. The fact that they said they didn't want to do a podcast because there's so many girls doing podcasts, and then here they are doing a podcast talking
Yeah.
about exactly what all the other girls talk about. I will hand it to you. That is very camp of you guys. So I do think they're funny. But hey, we're at the forefront of their minds, baby. I mean, there are, like they said, there are hundreds of review shows out there. And the fact that they remembered our names,
Yeah.
Diabetti and Betty Boop over here, honey, that they are paying attention to the Petty Betty podcast.
The classic. I just have
Yes.
a personal thing now that I've thought about it. Because I
Okay.
take things very personally. No, I'm my drag and
Love.
me in the drag scene. I'm very much about like artistry and what are you giving to the culture. I'm very much into the past. I'm very much into
Mm.
who was before me and who inspired me and whose footsteps I stand upon. Um, and as a side note, I do the visuals, just to remind people, RuPaul's Drag Race Live, which is in Vegas. And most girls who go into that show have really out like major personalities, and so we have to make them their own performance number, right? So like Diabetes came in and she has this beautiful fitness number and it's like a throwback and she's doing like jump rope and like I'm getting excited because it's so good, right? And so in my history, I've been asked because some people are now in the show. And there was someone by the name of Plain Yogurt White Toast Jane. I think she got in the show. And coming up is first time in drag, Corey. And I just have to note that they're both doing your number, Diabetes, because they're so original and
Weird.
so creative that we are not giving. They're
Weird.
going to actually do Diabetes performance number in Vegas. So work it out, girls. You're original, number one.
Yes, just remember those that are paving the
That's what I
way
think about
for
that.
you, honey. No, I mean, honestly, I didn't think too much on it. I just thought it was sweet of them to give us a shout out. So, oh, and that just shows that they are paying attention to everything we said. I like that they mentioned that they felt they needed a glass of wine to digest everything with when they listen to
Oh
our
yeah.
podcast. So it shows that we're very mature and
Yes.
that our audience that does
Mm-hmm.
enjoy to listen are very um, focused and very important, like-minded, intellectual people, and those are few and far that come between. So if they're coming to the Petty Betty podcast, that's great because they're not coming to yours. And I also love that at the beginning of the video they were like, "What do Katya and Trixie do?" I'm like, "Okay, diva." You're looking at them
Right.
for
They were
reference
like
and you're
shit.
talking about how everyone's so
They're
unoriginal. Okay.
like right, they're like shit. So we do Diabetes number in Vegas, right? And now we got to do the Trixie and Katya gig on so original. Okay, so anyway, so this week we are
So,
continuing with our oh sorry, yeah. So this week it's out with the old and with the new. We are Petty Betty reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race season 18, episode 3. And then we're gonna kind of, give how we feel. I was so up in my feelings last episode. Thank you, Brooke Candy, for the posing. That I'm a little bit happier this week. How did you feel this week? Were you happy, satisfied, unsatisfied?
I want to say I love when Mama Ru does something within the episode that showcases her. And I personally loved that Mother Rue performed as the musical guest for RDR Live. That was the highlight of the episode for me. I thought she looked fierce. The song choice was perfection. Like, I love that song. I used to play ball like a girl. Like, everybody fucking knows that. She's in her hyper pop bag with that song, bitch. But when she does stuff like that, and it just reminds me why we all love drag so much. It's like she's literally just a cross-dresser like us. Like, it's so funny. I love it. I love
I
it. It was
was
so good.
watching that performance and I was like, You know how they're like, you're ageless, you never change. That bitch is iconic. Like I was watching her and I'm like, aren't you 70? Like, what is going on? You have not changed. She looked so beautiful. But I must say that I found Michelle Visage's little cameo to probably be the only time I laughed out loud, to be honest. Like when she came and did the whole sweating with the towel,
Girl,
I
the tap
literally lost
dancing.
it.
The tap dancing at the beginning of that, and then someone throws her the sweat towel and she wipes her forehead was
Yes.
so fucking
I
camp.
lost it.
So fucking
I
camp.
lost it.
Listen, sometimes the writers on RuPaul's Drag Race really put their 100% pussy into that writing game, and they did with that episode. I thought it was fabulous.
Well, first, I just want to say in my notes
Mhm.
before we get there, do y'all watch
Okay.
is it the I am Cleveland Brown and I am here to
The
say the
Cleveland
Family
Show.
Guy,
The Cleveland
the
Show.
Cleveland Show? Do you watch that show? Have you seen it?
Occasionally, yes.
Do you know his child Cleveland Brown Jr. who's like this?
Mhm.
And he's like a bass,
Mhm.
but Kenya Pleaser.
Okay. Okay.
Every
I could see
time
that,
Kenya
like,
Pleaser was in the confessional, I was like,
uh-huh.
that's Cleveland Brown Jr. Down. Like, down. Just saying. I just
So
thought
if they
that was
make a
funny.
live action remake of the Cleveland Show and Cleveland Jr. is casted, it needs to be Kenya.
Down 100. And
I mean,
Kenya
baby,
is so fucking talented that would be they would be
she's,
lucky to have Kenya.
I was gonna say she's got the acting
Because
chops to do so.
she's got
Baby,
it
she
all.
turned it
So
out.
this week, speaking of acting, they
Mhm.
did as their challenge RDR Live, which at first I thought was RuPaul's Drag Race Live, like Vegas, but it's Saturday
Uh-huh.
Night Live, like SNL.
Yes.
I don't know when they started this, but a lot of the commentary was like, "Oh, this is a challenge that all the girls are excited about." They didn't. I think they started it when RuPaul was on Saturday Night Live. She wasn't on Saturday Night Live when I was there, so we didn't have this challenge. This challenge is super fun.
Yes.
It's just like Saturday Night Live. You get to like be extreme, be a fun character. And they all got to choose their own characters. I think everyone was pretty much happy, right? There was a little like
I
drama, I
think
think, with
so.
Athena, but they were all pretty much
Yeah.
happy. And Athena ended up having to host. So she was kind of like the guest host. And she had an inner saboteur, which was Briar. And I felt
Now,
like that was
what
go ahead.
I was going to say, what did you feel like? Because there was a lot of like tension between them in the workroom as they were preparing for the challenge. And then when the challenge actually happened, I felt like they were awkward and uncomfortable to watch. Athena did
Yeah.
really good separately, and Briar just felt like a little disjointed. So together, they just didn't work very well. But also, I don't know. I expected a little more from Athena, and I hate to always kind of shit on her, but like she just didn't do it for me.
I thought she was good when she did the intro where she was sitting down and it was like mystery, whatever that thing where she was like, I don't know, the intro to the
Oh, and she had
next.
that hard ass wig. She had that hard ass wig
Yeah.
on.
Oh, and I thought about you with that
Uh,
hard wig. I was like, wow.
I saw it, girl.
See
The
that?
master. It was Master Queef. Is that part? The Master Queef, where she's like reading the book. I saw that.
That's a
hard
time
ass
when you
wig. I was
shouldn't
like, "Oof."
have a hard wig. Yeah, I would agree with you with that. But I thought she did well in that moment. But overall, I think it was a missed choice. I think Briar should have been more chill. I think sometimes when you get nervous in comedy, you want to steamroll through things. And actually in comedy, it's
Yeah.
kind of you should like you have to be kind of sit in silence and let the audience listen to what happened. And you know what I mean? You kind of like have to give more time. That's what they call time. And I feel like Briar didn't
Yeah.
like give timing.
I agree. I also don't.
trying to think
I
of
don't
what do
understand
you
what
think?
it is with like these. I feel like girls that are like a little on the younger side are always scared of looking stupid, and they're always
Yeah.
about like
Hello.
concerned a little about that. And I could be very wrong, but like I had a teacher, a theater teacher, that would literally tell us like if you ever see a photograph of yourself during a performance and you don't look awkward or uncomfortable, then you're probably doing something wrong. You need to be like super expressive with all like your facial message, like facial expressions relay a message just as much as like your vocal ability, what you're saying. So I don't know. So I felt like they were just like kind of disjointed. But then we had, I think the first group was Discord Adams, and then they had Mia Starr and Mandy Mango along with
Yes,
Darlene. Okay,
Darlene.
so that was the opening sketch. What was your thoughts about the opening sketch?
Okay. I'll give you all my overall everything and then I'll throw it to you. Okay, you
Okay,
ready? So
here.
overall, I thought it was funny that the two people, Discord and Mia, were good energy, but Discord was funny
Mm-hmm.
because she would like say the line and be animated and then her face would turn off. And then you could kind of see her
Mm-hmm.
reading Mia's lines, which I thought was awkward and hysterical. You know, for me, I just thought that was funny. And then Mango, she came out like, I'm going to be so physically over the top and I'm going to be incredible. And it started out good with her facial expressions, you know, but then she got totally
Mm-hmm.
overshadowed by Darlene. Darlene double fisting that butter churn and her facial expressions and her physical comedy was it for me. Like that again, I was like, Darlene, you are really, I'm starting to really like you, girl. I felt like Darlene was the best girl in that group. That's what I think. What about you, Miss Diabetti?
Well, okay, first of all, I love that Discord. She says in there somewhere that she's coming for the girls who are doing well. I think it might have been before they like actually did the sketch when they were all kind of sitting around talking about their characters and stuff, and she was seeing that like uh Jane Don't was like rehearsing her lines and she was doing pretty well. Like I love that Discord's like, I'm coming for the girls that have consistently been on top. So I'm excited to see where that progresses to because I feel like she is a pot about to boil over. Especially
Oh
because
yeah.
it's giving like in my season they kept me safe for like 3 or 4 episodes but without giving me any critiques, so I didn't know what I was doing right and wrong, and it gives Barry that. So I'm curious if she's going to erupt in a similar way that I did. um but I felt like, honestly, Mandy Mango, I laughed at when she ripped her top open and her boobie, she used her boobs. Obviously, I'm going to think that's funny because I'm white trash from Missouri, but also, like, where is the line where this is funny and where it's not funny? Because sometimes I feel like Rue loves titties, loves Jimbo's titties, loves plain Jane titties, but like didn't love it with Mandy, question mark. You know what I mean? So I'm like, when does it work?
Yeah.
When does it not work? I just feel like Mandy gave it her all, and that's what she was there to do. And I felt kind of bad for her that she ended up being low, but we'll talk about that in a
They
moment.
had it out for we can talk they had it out for her. That's what
So that's how I was feeling about that. I'm kind of skipping around because I'm just trying to do what I remember,
that's
but I
fine.
do
Do
next
it.
remember
You're guessing
Juicy
correctly.
kind of Juicy like leading up saying that she didn't feel comfortable with her comedy chops and it wasn't something that she was familiar with, and then you had Mikey kind of guiding her along the way, and they ended up going into their sketch and both doing really well. I was very, very shocked at how
Yeah.
well
They
Juicy
did
ended up
good.
doing for how reserved and scared she seemed to be. Sarah Sherman was the guest host this week, or I guess like the special guest judge, who is a
Right.
comedian. You might see her on Saturday Night Live. I thought her outfit in the workroom when she was like giving all of them like some tips was she looked like a giant stack of unsolved Rubik's cubes. And I loved it. I loved all
I
the
loved
color.
it.
It
I
was
love
like the
her
coat of many
style.
colors. So cute, right? I knew you would. That's why I brought it
I
up
love
because
her
I thought she looked so
style,
cute.
of
And then I loved her
course.
little like mini version on the runway.
Oh, so killer. It was so good. You know what's funny though? There was a moment in the shot where they like went from her and they cut to Briar in confessional, and I thought it was the same person at first. Because they have similar
It's the
haircuts.
shag, honey.
So I was like, oh,
It's that
what?
shag. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had like a weekend news update scene, which was personally one of my favorite scenes through the entire thing with Sierra Miss, Jane Don't. Who else was there? One other diva.
Briar.
Briar again, kind of losing Briar. She didn't really stand out in that part of the challenge either, but you know who fucking did?
No.
Jane Don't was so perfect. The characterization, like I definitely knew that woman. I knew exactly that woman where she what her house smells like. You know it smells like some sort of nasty casserole. And she's going to choir meetings at the church on Wednesday nights. Like I knew that woman. I could see her being like on the actual Saturday Night Live. If I walked in to that part where it was just her on the screen, I would have believed that she was on Saturday Night Live. She was that good. Um, and Sierra Miss, I love her face. I love the artisticness behind her face. Obviously, I like a little whack of something interesting. I do feel like she gave that visually with her face, but her performance did not. And because of that reason, I also lost Sierra Mist in the
Yeah.
scene. But that also could be because Jane was so fucking good. I was kind of just looking at her the whole time.
I feel like the competition was Saturday Night Live. Yes, it's like make me laugh or do whatever, but conceptually it's Saturday Night Live. Overall, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think I laughed except when Michelle Visage did her little interlude. But Jane was
Uh-huh.
Saturday Night Live down boots.
I thought that Vita and Nini were fine. Didn't really remember much about them. And then Kenya walks in and seals the entire scene. I even loved the detail on Kenya's outfit. The top of her purple lipstick had like a big smudge on it, as for Nini's was like perfect and beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
so good. Kenya, again, I could see her being a cast member on Saturday Night Live. Like her and Jane this episode were definitely giving it to me 100%. I wrote down that other than the RuPaul performance, I feel like Kenya and Jane had the best moments of the night.
Yeah, those are I have bolded here. First, I was like, did
Mm-hmm.
anyone make you laugh? That was like a like did like the only thing that made me laugh, I think, was Briar's shirt that said "I'm with stupid." Like when she came out and the shirt said "I'm with
Mm-hmm.
stupid," I thought that was visually funny. I'm like, that's funny,
Totally.
but that was it. But I agree with you. I have as my tops of this challenge Kenya and Jane, and then as my bottoms, I have Vita because you don't remember her. I found her delivery to be really bad as that lesbian and Juicy.
Okay.
I thought, and this is controversial for where the show went. I thought because her venting got to me so bad that
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I put Vita and Juicy as my bottoms this week.
I feel that my tops were obviously the same. I kind of already expressed that. My bottoms, I think I would have put, well, I wouldn't have put Mandy. I can tell you that. I would not have put Mandy. I
Yeah,
felt Mandy
she wasn't on
really
my bottom.
checked all the boxes. No, so I feel that I did lose maybe a little bit of discord. I felt like maybe it just was the script. There wasn't as many lines, so I don't remember much from her or Nini Coco. And I also found myself kind of yawning at a lot of Briar's delivery, but that
Yeah,
again, it felt a little unbalanced because Briar did have more script to learn. So, but you also take that into account when you're divvying out the roles. So,
yeah. You read the script first, and then you say, "This is what I want." So she knew.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so so before they get to the red carpet, and we'll get into the red carpet, I just wanted to
Mhm.
note, and she's gonna hate me, but I thought it was it. Well, you know, she's not gonna hate me because we saw how it went down. I thought it was interesting behavior for playing. No, that's a lie. For God, let me get her name right. Jane Don't to
Mhm.
be all up in her emotions and be like, everyone is gonna be upset with me because I just can't stop winning.
With
I'm
camp.
a
That
winner
was
and
camp as
everyone's
fuck.
mad at me. I was like, okay,
I
Ginger
thought that was
Minge,
so
please leave
funny.
the room.
No, I mean, it did give a little bit of that energy, but I do think it was really camp. And here's the thing, I think she is smart. If anything, I think Jane was just doing that as a funny moment for television. But if she really was boo-hooing because she's been doing so well, that shit could really piss me off. You know what I mean? Like if I was there in
Well,
person and
I
that was
hear
like
that.
100%
Right.
authentic, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Last time I was there, some of the girls were very careful as to what they emotionally reacted to because they knew that would become part of their story. And sometimes some people were mad that I
Hmm.
would bring topics up into the room because then they thought that would change how things went down later. And I personally think
Hmm.
if she is as smart as you say she is, she would not have said that because her saying, if I say, "Oh my God, I will be
Hmm.
devastated if I go home to a Madonna lip sync," guess what? I went home on. They're going to send
You're
me
going
home
home
on a
to
Madonna lip
Madonna.
sync.
Sure, sure, sure.
Like Like, yeah, like,
I get it.
so for her to be like, oh,
Also,
I'm
like,
just so upset that I'm winning. Because guess what? I personally think she won this week. She won. And I feel like the reason why she
1,000%
didn't win is because she said
was
that. That's
because
what
of
I think.
that.
And the production went, okay. And then they gave it Love Juicy, but then they gave it to
Listen,
some girl who's a dancer who's like venting and wasn't really punching any punchlines. Production was mixing
the
that bowl up. That's what I personally think. That's what I think.
if not production, the universe, it listens to you and it delivers exactly what you ask for. So Jane, be careful what you wish for in those workroom walls, honey.
Yeah.
Okay, it's my favorite part of any episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's the runway, bitch. And this week they are dressing up like animals, not furries, but some of them could be. So let's take a look at these runways.
Fina. Daya, did you want to try to describe what she's dressed as? Do you know what she's dressed as?
So,
Can you tell?
Athena, and I did watch the episode, but if I did not watch the episode and I just saw this photo, I would have absolutely no idea what animal she is. I would assume maybe some sort of cyclops, one-eyed cyclops. However, she is a barn owl, which it is a very abstract version. And now that I say
Oh.
it out loud, it does make a little more sense. But does it make sense when she pulls the barn owl face mask off of her actual face and
Off.
it goes to a face kini? Like, okay,
Fat face Keeny, bitch.
girl, like, I'm so sorry, but it is beautifully constructed, and it looks like it belongs in a museum somewhere for some sort of artifactual, cool. But to me, this is not. I don't see this immediately and think of barn owl, which I think is what it kind of calls for. I
Yeah.
don't know. I personally think the girls need to stop with the face kinis. The face kinis are over and done with, bitch. You're not making them interesting. This is not interesting. And if you're gonna do a face kini, like, I need it to be new and improved. And this baby is not new or improved.
Like, and it needs to be new and improved like Sierra Mist does in this episode. So that's actually the T, because they do a face mask, but it's prosthetics and it's different. But
Question marks on
yeah,
that one. But
uh, on the Sierra Mist shit. I feel like I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I don't have any problem with people covering their face or whatever if it's interesting or different. I just feel horrible because I know like things like this take a lot of time and effort and a lot of passion, and then I feel like artistically it just doesn't work. I think she's into owls because she was holding an owl when she walked into the workroom as her entrance
was
look. I don't know if you
she?
know, she's wearing all black, and then she was holding this little gold owl. Yeah, so I think maybe this is like a through line.
Okay.
But that's because I'm trying hard for her.
Okay, now we're at Briar. Athena's teammate and partner in her scenes, Briar, and she is another owl. What is she? Crow? A swan. She is a swan.
A swan.
She said she didn't want to do a black
Yeah.
swan, so she did a white swan, but she did a face mask of a black swan. So I thought that was kind of funny. Do she look gorgeous? Yes. Does it look like she just had a white ostrich feather dress and she was like, I am going to make this work for a swan runway? Yeah, it does. I just, like, nothing's exciting or new. Like, like when Crystal Method, when she did the bird number in her final performance for her season and she was a bird, she literally was like throwing up into somebody's mouth for the performance. Like, I need an element like that. I need something interesting to happen because, like, this bird is the wings are clipped, honey. It ain't taken off anywhere.
Yeah. Lack of creativity. 100 on this one. Even the mask is like kind of too big. She's such a pretty girl. So it's kind of like I would have done like,
Girl.
I don't know, the designer where they did those layers of see-through tulle, and it was like, I don't know if it was Chanel or I can't remember who did it, and then everybody started copying it. That would have been better because then we could see her face a little more. Not like, ooh, we should see, but I don't know. Juicy Love Dion, right? Is that her name, full name?
That's the one.
Um, this is one of my tops of the runway. Reminds me of your McQueen paper outfit that you wore on All Stars 10 with like all the details. I love this look. I think this is fun. I think it's high fashion. It does look like a costume. I know she was like, this don't look like a costume. That's a costume. It's cute. I like it. I think it's beautiful. I love shiny stuff, so I like it.
Totally. Yeah.
What do you think, Miss Daddy Diabetes?
Same thing. I actually was starting to get a little grossed out because of how the tail was moving, but that was a good thing. Like something about it was kind of like, ugh, so nasty to me. One of my least favorite animals in the world is an armadillo. We have them in Missouri, and I always see them like smashed on the
Okay.
side of the road. So something about the armadillo's
Aw.
tail, it's the tail for me that always grosses me out. And this outfit has that kind of like slinkiness that an armadillo tail has, which probably because I think this animal is adjacent to an armadillo. Um, but it like had me in a physical reaction because it kind of grossed me out, but still so gorgeous in the face and like the metallicness of it all. So yeah, it was cool. It made me feel a lot of different things when I was
Yeah.
looking at it.
Jane don't.
Okay.
A beautiful dress. I don't mind outfits that are suggestive, you know, the feathers that this totally does ring bird to me. So I get it. I
Totally.
love the colors. I think she looks beautiful in red hair.
Absolutely.
But when you compare it to some of the other girls, I don't know. I feel like it's maybe not per se that. I mean, it's animal attraction, and I feel like this was like she could have done more. I don't know. It's really beautiful, but comparing, it's not my favorite.
I'm going to disagree with you on this because I think it's
Okay.
amazing how she looked like a middle-aged and act like a middle-aged woman during her skit. And when it came to the runway, she gave me pussy on a platter. Like I think she looks so incredibly gorgeous.
Okay.
I
Yeah, she did look
really
beautiful.
like how snatched, like her face looks so snatched. I don't know. I like that it feels sexy. It feels very, I mean, when I think of like tropical birds, I think of sexy, I think of skin, and I know it is simple, and you also love a graphic silhouette, but I don't think simple is bad, and I think simple looks really good
I
in
like
this
this
case.
silhouette. I think this is beautiful. I'm just comparing it to the other girls. That's all. I think this is
Okay.
beautiful. I think this still keeps her winning. You know what I mean? Like there is like this bitch won this episode even with this look. You know what I mean? Winning, winning, winning. Chicken dinner
Totally.
winning.
I
That's how
also
I
like that
feel.
it
I'm
wasn't
just
just
being
like a
nitpicky.
costume of an animal. I enjoyed that it was more
Yeah,
just referential to an animal. I think it had to do more with like
totally.
the styling of it. So I don't know. I think she really slayed it this entire week, and I really have nothing negative to say about Jane Don't right now. Darlene Mitchell, Miss
Darlene Mitchell.
Darlene. I feel like I've seen a lot of cow looks.
Yeah.
I think that I am so used. My mother, Crystal Method, had a video on YouTube back in the day when YouTube was really poppin', where she did an ASMR video as a cow, and I think it went like super, super viral. So when I think of cows, especially like in a drag sense, my mind kind of already compares it to my drag mother, Crystal. So I know that's kind of unfair. I personally don't think that she should have wore flats on the runway. That's a big no-no to me in general. I think if you're a drag queen, bitch, I hate listen to me. I cannot stand. One of my biggest pet peeves is when bitches are at the club that just got done performing and they're not walking around in a shoe. No, you put that fucking shoe on. I don't care if it's 4-inch kitten heel. I don't care if it's an 11-inch pleaser. I want you to stomp around like you own the bitch. And if you're on RuPaul's Drag Race, you need to stomp around like you own the bitch. And if you're wearing flats, you can't do that.
I
Like
think my
I don't
only
know.
issue with flats is it makes
Oof.
people walk differently. And I think when
Yeah,
someone like wears a heel or even like a heelless heel, like I wear whatever, it makes you walk more feminine and more like sway your hips and do more things. So I think
totally.
a flat makes you more like burp, 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 burp. So I get it. But I think she looks cute. I like the ear tag. I think the cape and the hat is a little weird. Like little like why?
Totally.
But my girl, Nene Coco, she never disappoints. She brings it to you every ball.
And doesn't have hair on again.
Um
Wait, is that hair? Is that hair?
it's I think that's your favorite kind of hair. It's that hard
Oh,
glue hard helmet hair, right? It's like a
rock
shell of
hard.
a hair
I
head.
think you're right. Okay.
like that, it's protection, where she's from. When she walks the streets dressed as a toad, you never know when you're gonna have to headbutt a bitch, so you need a
Well,
hard glued head. I
that
lived
would
for
do
this
it.
look. I lived for the colors. I also lived
Totally.
for her presentation when she came down and she went down on all fours like a frog. I love
Mm-hmm.
the big fingers that she has. This feels very polished. This made me excited, and I felt like I was back watching RuPaul's Drag Race when this came on the runway.
Totally.
What'd
I
you
also
think?
feel, I think that plain Jane should take notes on how to wear a cat suit or a bodysuit that's interesting to look at. And she could take notes from Nene Coco because she slays. We've seen this silhouette before. We've seen her in a full cat suit, but her proportions and everything she does is just so like perfected that it's interesting to look at. And it doesn't feel like a cat suit we've seen on somebody else 300 times before. The hair. I love
Well
that it's
said.
hair.
I think she's beautiful. One of my top girls. Oh, and then we have Sierra Mist as I think a something dragon, like a
A
I don't know what
chameleon.
she was, like a chameleon.
Mhm.
I love the bravery. I love the choice that she wanted to do crazy color and things. I just thought it was weird, and like the horns I thought like belonged to another animal. Like I thought she had, you know what I mean? Like I was like, what horns are those and what's on your head? I don't know. It's and the tongue I guess is around her neck.
I love the tongue. I think the tongue is the best part.
The tongue is the best part, but I'm mentioning it because everything else is almost like I am this lizard, right? Like I'm this person, and the tongue, which should be coming out of the mouth. I don't know where
Hmm.
it is or what's happening. I feel like if she wanted to be creative with the tongue, she should have been more creative with everything, and just done maybe more Jane Don't and give us more this is a dress than I am the lizard, right? Lizard. I don't know. I'm sad that it's a miss for me because I love a brave bitch.
Totally. I feel that she shouldn't have said that she works in prosthetics before she walked out on the runway like this. Because I think she said she was incorporating prosthetics, and I don't. I'm also not a prosthetic artist, so I don't know, but I don't see where she had prosthetics. Where are they used?
Well, that's the thing is her face. She had just how like Athena's face was covered by fabric. Like there's like the nose and the lips. She wore it before. All that's cut out is her eyes and her lips, and then the rest is like a rubber piece. And so she like blended like around the
Girl,
eyes and around. It was like a different way of doing prosthetics because it was like a hoodie. You know what I mean? Like she put it on her head, like over
I
her
mean,
head, and then she
again,
like blended the three holes.
headpieces,
I hear
no
you,
hair.
but it's hard for you to see the prosthetics because she has this massive thing on her head. So her face looks so small. So it's hard to even see what's going
Totally.
on.
The good thing about this look, though, Acid, is you know that she can lick her own pussy.
Up next, we have the stan of Diabetes number one girl,
I live for
Mandy
Mandy Mango.
Mango, as
And
a
you know
deer.
what? That's why I chose this color of wig. This is why I dyed it these mango colors today in honor of my girl Mandy, who I don't, and I will stand on this hill. She did not deserve to be in the bottom. Is this look? Do I think this would pull her from the trenches if her performance was terrible? Absolutely not. I don't think that, but I don't think her performance was terrible. I think she did not deserve bottom placement. She reminds me a lot of this looks like something Dawn, which I hate to compare queens, but when I saw her walk out on the runway, I'm like, I'm pretty sure Dawn did a look similar to this from season like 16.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, again, I don't know. I just feel like we've seen so many deer makeup. Like, bitch, I went to college in Missouri where everybody was a hunter and their girlfriend was a deer for Halloween. And like, this was literally the makeup that they did. So I just feel like it could have had a little extra.
Well, also up next we have Vita, and I think Vita's costume is very similar, is the same as Mango. It's like I don't like it. It's a bodysuit with shit with like shoulders or something, but I don't know. I've seen it before, and I'm not impressed.
Yeah, zebra would be such a fun one to do because zebra pattern is so recognizable. So I feel like you could have done a lot more than just becoming a zebra to get your point across. Like imagine like a fierce fucking mohawk that was like black and it went all the way down. It was like dragging on the floor behind her. Actually, Asia O'Hara has a look in RuPaul's Drag Race Live when she does the runway. She has like a zebra look and she has a very similar headpiece to what I'm talking about. But I just feel like zebra
Well, it
pattern is such a
occurred to me. Go
recognizable.
ahead.
Well, I was just saying, I just feel like zebra pattern is such a recognizable thing that you could have like really taken the
Yeah.
pattern and done something cool with it, you know? Got a hair in my face.
I also just noticed, I think it's weird, like you mentioned the hair, like she actually put the whole horse head on her head and then
No,
she chose
totally.
to paint her face like she's the horse head. So in essence, she has two horse heads. Is
Right.
just weird.
Mikey Meeks dressed as a cheetah? Question mark. What is she? A leopard? They are two different animals, I will
I don't
say. It's
know.
important to differentiate between the two. I like that her tail was a whip. I thought the makeup looked like Halloween makeup, and it was a really poor take on the classic Mugler silhouette. Ding!
Mugler
That's what
silhouette.
her reference. She said her reference was that classic rodeo Mugler silhouette. You know that one where I think it's all red. Naomi's worn a version of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was her reference. That was her
That's
reference
so
for the
that's
look.
offensive. Okay. I'm so tired of these children. I cannot. When they have references and then when they end up making is like poo poo pee and they're like, but my reference was like, I am
Well, what
so
you think you're
sorry. I don't
gonna
even know how
do
to go
isn't
there. Like I
exactly what
remember
you're doing.
yeah, like I remember someone just wearing like green sweats or whatever and they're like, I'm Elphaba. It's like, no, you're wearing green sweats. Like
Girl.
anyway, that's what this gives. This is not giving anything fashionable. I just feel like this is giving like a girl on a budget, and they are on a budget, so I'm not going to read her. Do not
Okay.
like. This is
Yeah,
bad.
the
This is also
cat's out of the
bad.
bag. Let's put her back in the bag. Next runway.
Mia Starr is a poodle. I lived for her makeup. I thought she looked very fierce in the face.
Hmm.
Um, it was cute. Just not getting anything new from her. I don't know. What do
Yeah.
you think, Miss
Mia
Daya?
Star. I was gonna say, baby,
Oh yeah, you were a poodle.
I was a pink poodle, and because I did it so fabulously, I'm automatically comparing it to that. So, yeah, not my
You
favorite
actually
look.
did.
Yeah, not my favorite look, but I don't know. I'm ready for some of these bitches to go home so I can really get to know these girls because I forget about this girl every time, and it makes me sad because she seems so likable.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing is that there's bigger personalities in the room than Mia. She's really getting lost. I've been saying
Yeah,
that. I've been saying she's getting lost in the mix from the beginning.
that's the thing about Drag Race, baby. You have
Next
to be a
girl.
personality.
Yeah, hello. And we got Kenya Pleaser. Boo boo boo. See? Personality. No, again, this is it. I wish she did more with her face with this look. I think she's like a cheetah. She got the whole cheetah print with a tail. Oh, but she is a
Tiger.
pimp. I'm now
She's a
remembering. Or a
tiger,
tiger. So
baby.
she's like a pimp tiger.
Yeah. Well, I
Oh, I see,
hate
because
that. I
cheetahs are
hate.
dots and tigers are lines.
Yeah, I don't like that boot. That
I was
boot was
just
it.
trying to.
I mean, if she was going for like Puss in Boots, like if that was the runway, like that's kind of a nod to it. But that boot, I'm like, why did you choose that boot?
Yeah,
Also,
this is another one of those moments where it's like ill fitting.
imagine because she was
Go
trying to go
ahead.
with like a storyline, I think, for this look of being kind of like I think she said it was supposed to be kind
A
of like,
pimp.
yeah, like pimp or something. Imagine if she had like a big
Yeah.
fake blunt of catnip or something. You know what I mean? Like if she played into the storyline a little bit more with the
Yeah, and a
look, it would
cane.
have, and a
And a cane
cane
of
that was
something.
like
Yeah.
wrapped in yarn or something. I
So
don't
she could
know.
like
I don't know.
walk.
So she could walk in those fucking
Yeah.
thigh high pleasers, girl.
You know, because they do that. You do like the whole like stroll where you do the cane and you do like it's called a pimp walk, girl. Like it's a literal thing. Gotta do the pimp walk. Yeah, I agree with you. I think I saw a picture of this of her on Instagram, and I think she did more of like a cat face, and it was more interesting. So I was excited to see this on the
Mm.
runway. And then when I saw
Pressed
this
for
on the
time.
runway, I was kind of like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
oh
wonder if they
okay,
like
not
filmed
not the full
this.
fantasy.
I wonder if they filmed the runway on a different day than the challenge because if she did different makeup for her photo shoot, it makes me almost think that they did the challenge and the runway in the same day.
I think they did on different days, but I'm just guessing. I don't
Hmm.
know. And then we have, oh yes,
Discord.
Adams.
And she's
Miss
wearing
Discord.
hair.
She is an albino alligator.
Yeah, that's cool as
She is
fuck.
wearing a wig.
I love that she has a human on her bag. Like she's reversing the roles there. And I love that she, the girls have a message, and her message is clearly for PETA. So, yeah, I think it's cool. I would have maybe done a little bit more. I've noticed Discord loves the silhouette of like kind of a dangly dress with things kind of falling off of it. But other than that, there's no real like structural silhouette, at least yet. But she did do it with the hair, and I like that she gave a little bit more of a silhouette with the hair. Love the red contacts. The bag is really what sold it. Without the bag, I wouldn't have liked it as much.
Yeah. This hair is like the hair that Alaska wore when she was like the crazy alien and wore all blue and screamed the whole time.
Yes,
Was like,
yes,
ah!
totally.
I must be a jaded cunt, but I've just been so unimpressed. I'm not impressed with this either. I feel like she got a bunch of like albino alligator kind of like fabric, and like you said, she just slapped it all on her body, and that was it. There's no undergarment. There's no silhouette. It's just kind of like on her. But I think what's funny about even this photo is because her walk is so funny that I feel like her legs are pointed to the right, and then her torso looks like
It's forward.
It's like straight on.
No, literally.
Yeah, like it looks like two different photos because like waist down and waist up are like they do not connect on Discord. It's like she walks one way and the waist up does its own thing.
Definitely.
I feel like they didn't capture the bag very well because the bag moved. Like the eyes, maybe they did, but the eyes like open and close, and it's like an animated eyes.
I saw that.
Which
I
was
saw
even
that
cooler.
they like blinked, and I think they were blue, maybe, or blue or red.
Yeah.
They were blinking the whole time.
And it's supposed to be her face.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be her as a purse.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. What would you have done if you were wearing it to like make it a little more interesting? Because I feel like that's
well,
a look
I mean,
that you could
I
have really
did
turned.
like I used. Well, I mean, I used alligator fabric, like faux alligator fabric, for my runway look, where I had pointed hips, where the look that was smoking. You know, I had like that, like during the red carpet. And the point that I'm saying that is that had massive hips and a tail that spiked behind it because there was understructure. There was actually like a silhouette. And that's my point is it wasn't just here's the fabric, slapping it on a mannequin. That's good. Like sometimes there's construction undergarments to give it shape and make it act different than just plain fabric. So I mean, I would have played with my silhouette more if I was an albino gator. I mean, if I was an albino gator, I would do the jaws over my face. I would literally have no face.
Totally. Like you're in it. You're being eaten by
like,
it.
Yes. Like, I don't know. That's what I
Imagine
what
if
about
you're
you?
like, imagine if your legs had like, what if the shoe was like, it looked like it had been coated in mud and it was like splattering up your legs. So you don't really have feet. It's just like mud stalks. And then you have the drapey alligator skin. That could be kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked her. I like that she went like the albino route with it. That's what I would have done.
Yeah,
anyway, girl, I don't know.
I'm obsessed with albinos, albino everything. So
I felt like we were a little boring this episode, but that's also because I felt like the girls, there's a select handful that are making this season interesting. I feel like everyone's so fucking reserved, and I don't care about a lot of them yet. Not because I don't care about them, but because I haven't learned about them to care about them.
But that's hard, yeah, because there's like such a large cast, and that happens. So we'll slowly get to know them. I think I think that's a good season so far. I find them to be entertaining. A lot of fun characters. You know, each girl has different characters, like Briar and like Discord. I think they're fun, and Kenya's entertaining. I don't know. Yeah, I do feel like we're kind of bored because I feel like we are just not impressed. I think that's kind of sad to say, but I don't feel like no one's like giving. You know how they always say. You know how they're always like, "Ooh, this girl's package was fierce," right? You know, like I'm not. Maybe Nene Coco, but I'm not sensing like a quote unquote strong package yet.
Not yet.
You know, I feel like Discord thinks that she brought one.
Okay.
Well, you know, I'll take that back.
Okay.
Jane Don't is not a sleeper, but she's a what is that thing where like it's slowly like it's like it's like building on itself.
She's a grower. She's not
I feel like she has never disappointed. Yes, she has not disappointed once. And I think that by the end of this, we're all going to be like, she built a fierce resume on the TV show. That's what I think.
I
I
agree.
think she's doing fierce so
She's
far.
like a nice sized penis. Like you look at it before it's hard and you're like, okay, that's good. That's something to work with. And then it keeps getting harder and bigger and you're like, wow, there's even more to it. We love this for you. So Jane, don't congratulations on your big
Yeah,
dick.
and then you're like, I'm not taking that. That is way too big.
Like that's too much. Too
For
much. Put it
real.
back. Put it
Congrats
back.
on your big, throbbing 12 inches of 18 inches of season 18.
Anywho,
I guess that
we'll be
concludes.
back.
We didn't really talk about who went home and who didn't. Should we probably say that really quick? I personally think real quick that Jane should have been the winner, and they
Agreed.
didn't make her win. They didn't give her the win to fuck with her. And I think
Totally.
that they are trying to give Juicy Love Dion some like, here, girl, you're more talented you think you are. And look, you won an acting challenge. You have the chops, despite
Totally.
having the chops.
Well, she did
That's what I
definitely
think.
deserve. She deserved a
and
little
Mandy
more
Mango
praise.
shouldn't have
Yeah.
gone home.
Yeah, Mandy Mango shouldn't have been
She
the
deserved praise,
bottom.
but she wasn't the winner.
Totally.
Right.
I back you up on everything you're saying. And you know what? Next week we'll be back with some really good and probably more bad opinions on another episode of the Petty Betty podcast, bitch. I'm Diabetti.
Yeah, so make sure you're subscribing on YouTube and Spotify. Make sure you're following us on Instagram or going to our website, thebadbetties.com. And I am Acid Betty. And thank you so much for watching.
Yes, bitch.
Bye,
See you
y'all.
later.
Fuck off.
Bye. Bye. Hello, petty people. Thank you for listening to the Petty Betty podcast.
Hit that like and subscribe button, diva. Also, call 347-687-8585.
And leave us a message to be listened to live on the Petty Betty podcast. One advice? Tell us some drama.
We can't wait to hear from you, sister.